Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome this Thursday evening to a brand new episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning. I, as always, am your humble host, Van Ebert, here as I turn the volume down over here. There we go. Cross my T's and dot my I's. We got technical difficulties over here initiated by blah over here. Yes, but I clean up my own messes, everybody. I clean up my own messes, all right? When there's a clean up on aisle 3, I am the one there with a mop, all right? But anyway, so we are going to be talking about Heart Eyes. Yes, the slasher / rom-com on this episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning tonight, okay? But and also real quick here, I should let you know that also this is a unique show in that this is not a pre-recorded show. This isn't just me, with a bunch of bells and whistles and funny movie clips, just talking, and you can't interact or anything like that. No. This is a live show, so you can live chat with me, and I, in turn, can live chat with you about Hard Eyes, about any horror movie, hell, any movie that you want, all right? But before we get to any of that, though, first, this.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
All right, so heidi-ho, everybody. So, yes, like I mentioned before, you can live chat with me, and I, in turn, with you on YouTube or Rumble, okay? So you can get on there, and you can talk to me, and that's what this show is all about, all right? When I first started this show, it wasn't just to force you to subject everyone to my constant, endless ramblings about movies or anything like that. So, no, I figured, and maybe I figured wrong. I doubt that I'm wrong about this. I mean, I'm so very rarely wrong about anything, of course. But I figured that there were going to be some other movie nerds out there in this big old planet we call the third rock from the sun, okay? So who would want to talk get all white and nerdy, or maybe just keep the white part out, just nerdy, all about movies. And so we'll see. We'll see how right I am about that tonight. In particular about Heart Eyes or any horror movie or hell, any rom-coms, all right? Hey, I'm secure enough in my heterosexuality to admit, hey, I like a rom-com from time to time. I mean, come on, Jerry Maguire, Sleepless in Seattle. You got, what's Steel Magnolias. Hell, Steel Magnolias is even a good movie. What the hell? It's a guilty pleasure there that I'll check out from time to time. It's good, good entertainment there for your entertainment dollar. That is what I'm talking about right there. And hey, we got my man. I'm Sean Cabin here saying, hey, Van, we got you playing in the living room. All right, nice. I am in the living room at the palatial Sean Cav estate right there. So I'm just picturing Sean and his family all just jumping up on their plush couch with a big old bowl of popcorn and some, I think they call it soda up in his parts there. And they're just like, hey, come on, family. Come on over. Let's join up on the couch. Movies, man, because spoiler warning's on. I'll get on over here, you little critter. Get on it. Oh, hell, even the dog and the cat, we'll get them up on the couch right here. And then, Jeeves, their butler, is walking around in the background going, do you need any more popcorn butter, sir? And Sean would be like, no, Jeeves. Matter of fact, you know what? We're good for tonight. Back to the servants' quarters. Okay, so you have the rest of the night off. All right, there you go. So I'm picturing that at the Sean Cav palatial estate. All right, there, absolutely. I don't know, Sean. Let me know. Did I get that right? I mean, am I spot on? I'm pretty sure. I'm probably spot on. There, right there. So, and yeah, definitely soda. pop is an Ohio and Midwest thing. Yes, that's for sure there, because I grew up in Iowa, so everything was pop. Okay, so if you want Mountain Dew, you want Coke, you want root beer, everything's pop. And then down where I'm at now, here in the frozen tundra that is Texas, everything is Coke. So yes, you even if you want like a Sprite, you basically say, "Oh, I want a Sprite Coke." Okay, so or whatever, and then or if you make the mistake down here of saying, "Hey, I want a Coke," they're going to ask you what kind of Coke. Coke, Coke, the brown stuff, fizzy, carbonated Coke. Well, what kind of Coke? Like, well, I know we got Dr. Pibb Coke, we got Mountain Dew Coke, we got Sprite Coke, we got Squirt Coke, we got what about in. So it's all bass backwards down here in Texas, like it. So yeah, the Northeast has got it right. You got one word for one thing, soda, and then Iowa and the Ohio, Midwest, all that stuff. They got one word for one thing, pop. And down here where I'm at right now, yeah, it's they're a little inbred about their beverage descriptions down here. But all that to say, thanks a lot. Yeah, good to hear that the Sean Cav family is there checking it out in the living room. So, and hi, everybody, there you go. All right, let's get into some hard eyes, shall we, everybody? Yeah, let's do that. That's what you guys are here for. And hard eyes, well, it's pretty obvious that this Hard Eyes movie, the slasher / rom-com, replicates a lot of typical rom-com tropes as part of the parody side of the movie. Okay, so overall, when you watch it, you say if you see this movie and then you've seen like Scary Movie or Not Another Teen Movie, like all those Wayans brothers movies that came out, this is a lighter version of Scary Movie where it's not trying to be a parody of rom-coms and scary movies, like, in the vein of like Airplane and The Naked Gun. It's not that goofy. It's not that overt. It's not that obvious, there's no inflatable, pilots in an airplane, right? So, or there's no Frank Drebin and playing the umpire at a baseball game. It's not that goofy or anything like that, which nothing wrong with it. I love The Naked Gun. I love the Airplane movies. I love the underrated and way too overlooked movie Top Secret, also from the Zaz team, the Zuckers, Abraham Zaz team that made Airplane and the Naked Gun movies and Robin Hood, Men in Tights. Those movies are good, but you got to check out Top Secret. Top Secret is the very first movie that Val Kilmer ever did, and Val Kilmer plays Nick Rivas in that movie. He plays like this 50s, 60s rock and roll star, and he's basically in the vein of like Beach Boys and whatnot. He's got all these beach related musical hits and whatnot. He's like this big heartthrob like Elvis or something like that, and he gets sent over to be one of the musical acts in a music festival that the Germans are putting on. And this whole music festival, this whole arts festival is basically a cover for trying to launch like a nuke or something like that. And, the Germans are up to no good. And that kind of thing. But great movie, Top Secret. But it is very goofy like Airplane and Naked Gun. But Hard Eyes is not goofy like that, but it is funny. Okay, it's more funny on a more subtle level there. So, and it's got tropes from romantic comedies, from rom-coms, like the coffee shop meet cute, the reveal later that the guy that was involved in the meet cute that met the girl, the guy just happened to get hired by the same company, as the girl, or vice versa. Okay, because you had the scene where Allie is getting her ass ripped by her boss, because of a marketing, a commercial, whatever they call them. Anyway, a whole set of commercials that have like this murder side to them, in a weird way, and then. Of course, then they have that Hard Eyes killer is coming to Seattle or is in Seattle killing people. So it's a really bad time to have this whole commercial campaign, this whole ad campaign, and Allie came up. And so when she's getting, reamed about that, then all of a sudden Jay, the guy in this movie, Mason Gooding, he pops into the room and he just turns out, hey, Jay, the guy that she met cute over at the coffee shop is the guy that is coming in to save the day for the company. Oh, what are the odds, right? Or, another trope that they have in Hard Eyes is, when you've got the girl or the guy and they're like, man, I really screwed up. I should have told him how I felt. They're on the phone with their friend or something like that, telling them all this. And their friend's like, do you love him? Yeah. Well, go tell him, man. Go. Where are they at right now? Go tell him. Go stop them. All right. Go tell them wherever they're at. You got to do it. All right. And so in this case, the Jay happens to be at the airport because that's where it always goes down, right? In a rom-com, the object of love is, about to get on a plane to go fly away forever, and then the person that is full of regret because they didn't share their full feelings with them, has to run to the airport, and got to get a cab, and they're in the cab, and usually they're like, hey, cab driver, can you step on it, man? And the whole audience of the movie is like, come on, man, hurry up, you're gonna miss them, and then this was more effective like before 9/11, before we had all the security precautions that we have now, because back in the 80s, when it was like a John Hughes movie or some other rom-com in the 80s, okay, you could run right past, there was no security. Like run past the ticket counter, run right through there. You can run all the way to the damn gate, and no security guards are gonna stop you. No big fat TSA bitch is gonna stop you. Hey, get over here! All right, we gotta pat you down. Like none of that shit. All right, you gotta run right to the gate and Julio, oh Julio, I forgot to tell you that I love you. Oh, take me. You could have a scene like that at the airport. Nowadays, you can't do that. It would be a much more. It wouldn't be as romantic, right? They'd run into the terminal, and then they'd have to go out there and buy an airline ticket, and then they'd look at the security line like, shit, and then while probably midway through security, they're gonna look up, at the board, and fuck, the flight took off, and that's the end of the movie. Wah, 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 so that whole trope with the running of the airport, that worked better in like the 80s. I think one of the movies that they did that in was 3 Men and a Baby, when they ran after Nancy Travis there to try to stop her because she was going to take the baby or something like that. Anyway, but that's what this movie is trying to do. That's what Hard Eyes is doing. Is while it's a slasher flick, it's kind of doing a wink, wink, kind of like play or parody on the tropes of a rom-com. But in a very sly, subtle way, but enough to get the audience laughing, because in the theater that I was in, the audience in the theater I was in, they were laughing, they were giggling, some were clapping, and it was a very good community movie. Kind of like Pulp Fiction, right? Pulp Fiction is one of those classic movies I always remember, where when you watch that movie, Pulp Fiction in particular, people are reacting, right? In real time, and it's just a good, fun time. Kind of like how, like Sean's family right now are probably like, having a great time watching me in the living room right now. They're like, audible gasps and all that stuff, and excitement is in the air, and that's how it was when I was watching Pulp Fiction and Hard Eyes and all that stuff. Right there, you're like seeing people laugh, and even maybe you might even look down the row you're sitting in, and you might even get like a kind of a or that was funny, right? That was funny, yeah, that was funny, like, kind of reaction from some of the other audience members, and they're in the theater and that kind of thing. That's the fun thing about going to a theater. I mean, I know that people are all they get their jollies off of watching movies on streaming and all that stuff right now, but you just don't get the same thing from streaming right there, okay? That you get from a theater and all that stuff, especially when you go to a theater where they got their shit together, and like Alamo Drafthouse, here in Texas, they don't. If someone busts out their phone, start talking on the phone in the middle of the movie. Oh, hey, how you doing there, homie? Oh, sure, I can talk. Yeah, sure, I'm right in the middle of a movie talking, really, really loud, but I can talk right there. Yeah, that shit don't play. Homie, don't play that at Alamo Drafthouse. So as long as you're at a theater like that, and everything's, tip top. You're not stepping in a puddle of soda or pop on the floor. The place doesn't smell like the ascent of a dead baboon or anything like that. You got a good movie, you get a good theater, so there's nothing for you to worry about there. All there is for you to do is enjoy a movie with an audience, all having a great time, or or all at the same time, right? That community feeling, the community reactions. It's great experience. And you don't get that on Netflix or Hulu or Fubu or, Hoopa Doopa Doop Doop or whatever the name of the streaming services that you're using right there. But yeah, back to the tropes that Hard Eyes is kind of parroting right here in a very subtle way. I mean, if you don't pick up while the movie is playing that's what the director and writers intentionally are doing and using the tropes as building a vibe of the movie, you'll just mistakenly think it's just a tropey movie. So if you're a very literal person, all right, if you're not if you couldn't read between the lines when someone's saying something, to save your life, and you take everything at face value and you're very literal and you're very, very stoic and very stuffy, and you take everything, as it comes, and you don't know what nuance or anything like that is, or picking up the vibe of a room. You don't have no idea what that is. Then you'll watch this movie like, oh man, they did that in Sleepless in Seattle. Oh man, they did that in My Best Friend's Wedding. Oh man, they did that in Steel Magnolias. This is all just a bunch of tropes over here. You just won't get it. All right. And they put those tropes in this movie, though, to provoke I see what you did there. All right. Yeah. Yes, rom-coms do that, don't they? Yeah, they do. Yeah, exactly. They do the whole running to the airport to confess your love and all. So, yeah, they do that. Yeah, they do that, right? Yeah. That type of reaction. That's what this movie is trying to do. It's just got a very sly way right there. So, you have to... you have to kind of, you have to have that awareness, right? Enough to know that that's what the movie is going for. Otherwise, if you don't know, then you think you're going to think you're all slick, like I'm the only one that gets it. Probably everyone else isn't picking up that these other movies have done the exact same things. That this movie is like, no, dude, you're the only sucker in the room. Everyone else knows this movie is doing those tropes on purpose. All right, as kind of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, nod, nod to other rom-coms. All the while you've got a dude running around hacking people up with a machete and crushing people and all that stuff. So that's how that rolls right there. So, and I am going to take this opportunity to get me a drink right here because I got a little frog ribbiting in my throat right here. So I'm getting a little dry. So, and hey, if you guys got a beverage or whatever, man, go ahead and toss them back. All right, so let's do this. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, appreciate you guys bearing with me on that right there, okay? So real quick here, let me switch things up a little bit, just a little bit, so just to keep things a little spicy, whatnot. And let me mix things up by letting you guys know about tdpn.locals.com that you see right above my noggin right there. And right now you should be asking yourself, if you're not already aware, what is tdpn.locals.com? Well, I shall tell you. All right, get ready to be informed. Put your Be Informed shoes on right now. So that is our Till Death Podcast Network website that we have all kinds of great content like videos and blogs and articles all about stuff like movies and entertainment, cocktail recipes. If you're into the booze, by all means, all kinds of good cocktail recipes there. You've got politics talk in there, life advice there. You've got also the hot button topics of the day that everyone's discussing. You got content all about that there at tdpn.locals.com. And all of that is presented in a way that you're not going to find anywhere else. Because I'm sure, predictably, a lot of you are probably like, well, I can get that anywhere. I get that at a number of other places. That stuff isn't like exclusive to tdpn.locals.com. And well, you would be right, but the way that we style it, all right, the way that we present it to you is different from anywhere else that you would go on Al Gore's worldwide interweb. All right. So, and as you see down below right there, if you put in promo code TDPN, you get 1 month free membership to tdpn.locals.com. And then after that, it's just a measly, a mere $3. All right. So it's just 3 pesos, $3. All right. So trace dollars, I should say. Very, very cheap right there. Okay. And basically, if you want to give a little bit more than $3, or if you want to give a lot more than $3 per month, hey, far be it from us to turn down your hard-earned money. Okay, but yeah, get there to tdpn.locals.com. Check that out. All right, you will not be sorry. All right, don't be sorry right there. All right, don't be left out. Don't be that schmuck that is the last one to show up at club tdpn.locals.com. Get in there. And real quick here, if you would, okay, I know every show does this right here, but far be it from me to be unique, but I gotta ask it, man. If you're liking this episode, go ahead and just smash that like button right on down. Just smash it. There you go. It costs you absolutely $0 right there to go ahead and do that. Very quick. It's very, very, very quick, very easy. All right, there you go. So like an OnlyFans model. Very quick. Very easy. All right. And then also, while you're down there clicking on buttons, go ahead and click on that subscribe or follow button down there, on whatever platform you're watching this on right now. If you haven't already, if you already have, don't click it again by all means. All right. Because then you'll unsubscribe or unfollow me right there. And I don't want that. All right. I want you to be part of the family, the Movies Merica mob. All right. I want you to be a movie maniac or one of my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics right there. So yeah, I want to keep the following and the subscribing going. And then also there is a button down there, a notification bell, if you will. That's what the kids call it on the streets, the notification bell. And that does exactly what it sounds like. Whenever there's a hot, piping, fresh new episode of Movies Merica, it goes ding, 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 and it is ready for it. It's right there to let you guys know. Okay, right there. So it doesn't mean that your Jiffy Pop is done, or your microwave burrito is done. That probably is a different sound. Okay, but this is the notification bell. Let you know that there's a brand new episode ready just for your delicious consumption right there. And then real quick here, if you're not watching the show live, okay, if you're not there interacting with me live on the show and you're watching this like in 12 years or something like that, well, first off, hi, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Do we have flying cars yet? 12 years from now, do we have flying cars yet? I mean, is it do we have the Jetsons? Do we have the world of the Jetsons? Is George Jetson flying around in a car and whatnot yet? Do we have the pizza maker from Back to the Future 2, where you just put a little pizza in there and it goes poof, and it gives you a big old pizza? Are those invented yet? 12 years from now? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you would. Appreciate that. So, but you can. And that reminds me. Yes, you can. We can communicate with each other via the comment section down below. If you are that future viewer in 12 years or whenever you're watching this in the future. All right. So let's get some more hard eyes right there. Okay. So now that we've got the kind of the housekeeping all good to go and in order right there. Let me take another tug off here, man. I guess something's going on right here. I don't know. I think it's maybe that's like the cold weather in Texas here, but yeah, my throat is getting extra dry and scratchy. More quick than usual, but anyway. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know. I know I'm bitching. I'm whining like a little bitch over here. I know. Well, so in Hard Eyes, now, in order for a movie like this to be good, a rom-com, you got to have the couple have some good chemistry, right? You have to believe, and not just believe that this couple is good for each other and would gel together and belong together. You have to want them to get together, right? And the chemistry between Allie, played by Olivia Holt, and Jay, played by Cuba Gooding Jr.'s kid, Mason Gooding, was undeniable, right? Acting, right? So there you go. Like John Lovitz used to say, back in the day on SNL, back when SNL was still funny. Guys should pray that they never run into a woman as icy as Allie was to Jay in that restaurant. Remember that? Because this is all part of getting to the point in the movie where you realize Allie and Jay do have chemistry. Now, really, I mean, a lot of people, including myself, when during their meet cute, at the coffee shop, where the barista, was reading off the order, like vanilla frappe with oatmeal and non-fat milk with 2 Splendas and nutmeg and blah, 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 this big long order. And Allie realized, hey, that's what I ordered too. And then she goes up there to grab her coffee, and then Jay goes to grab it too because he ordered the exact same thing. Oh my God, it's destiny. They're destined to be together because they ordered the exact same coffee order. They had the same coffee order. I like that little thing where she says, like, Allie's like, I can't believe you ordered the same thing I did, the exact same thing I ordered. I mean, like, and Jay's like, I can't believe it either. Wow, what are the odds? And then the barista just kind of quips in just to kill the moment. Like, well, it actually is a very common order, just to kill the vibe, just to kill the moment. Like, shut up, dude. It's just like little funny quips like that in the movie that makes it funny right there. But then, so right at that point, I was like, these two have chemistry. All right. That's, she's obviously digging what she's seeing. He's digging what he's seeing there. And then, just have that meet cute. But then, the meet cute doesn't end up that great, right? As we saw, they clock each other in the head, when they both go down to reach down to get a straw or whatever it was, right? Yeah. And then and then she clocks him right in the nose with the top of her melon, when they both go down. It's very clumsy and all that stuff. But it's still one of those things where, like, okay, yeah, this is going to be the main couple in the movie here. I see where this is going right there. But then little later on in the movie, Allie kind of regroups, personally, she regroups to herself, and she kind of goes back to that place where she's still thinking about her ex, and she's heartbroken about it, even though she says that she broke up with him, or she was the dumper, not the dumpee. Okay. And so then she's all business, right? She's ice cold, as Lou Graham from Foreigner said once upon a time, you're as cold as ice. She was icy, just like our favorite government agency, ICE, going after all the illegal aliens, right? She's full of ice. Okay. And so they have the whole scene where Jay tries to be slick. It's like, hey, you know what? Why don't we, I'll meet you over at this fancy restaurant here. We'll talk shop about, how we're going to design and what the new commercial or the ad campaign is going to be and all that stuff. He's like trying to be all slick, like, oh yeah, we can do it over the phone or we can do it at office, but he wants to do it, at some fancy restaurant, while they're eating, escargot and drinking champagne, all that stuff. And so, obviously Allie's a smart enough woman. She's onto his game, and that kind of thing. And then, cut to that restaurant right there. And Jay is just trying to be a personal, friendly guy. Yes, he wants something. He wants Allie. What's wrong with that? He wants love, I mean, and the way that Mason Gooding plays Jay, he plays it to let you know that he's not just, looking to basically, hit it and quit it, right? He's looking for something, more substantive and that kind of thing. So he's making the moves and trying to be charming and all that stuff. And then Allie, my God, like I said, guys, you should pray you never run into a woman as icy as she was to Jay in that scene. But, however, I mean, Jay kept us cool and took all her incoming, until she like, went into evasive maneuver. She probably realized, oh shit, all right, this guy, what he is doing, it's working. All right. And so she basically dropped her entire icy arsenal on him at the end. And even Jay at that point, he was like, all right, dog. It's time to cut my losses and get the hell up out of here. All right. So, yeah, he's like, hey, you don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. That whole thing, And that does provoke Allie to throw, to thaw out a little bit, right? All right. She takes herself out of the freezer, puts herself on the counter, thaws out a little bit, hits defrost, and then she chases after him to apologize, which actually turns out to be a plot-turning decision, because she's out there, she's talking to Jay, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, shit, because she sees her ex, the guy that she broke up with, but she keeps checking him out on Instagram, and her ex is already with some other woman and that kind of thing. And so in that scene where she's apologizing to Jay before Jay gets into a cab, she sees her ex, and in order to make her ex jealous, she just locks lips with Jay, gives him a big kiss, and a big passionate kiss right there. And then the reason that that's a plot turning decision is, of course, because we see the heart eyes killer is off in the distance, and he's observing Jay and Allie, and he sees that kiss. He's like, oh, they are a couple, and they are my next victims. And so, yeah, he tags them as his next unlucky couple right there. So, let that be a warning right there. If you're ever in the mood, or if you're ever tempted to do a little public display of affection, you never know what serial killer could be lurking nearby and tagging you as his next unlucky couple. So there you go. So hey, I don't mean to scare anybody, but do I? But do I not? I don't know. There you go. So, but yeah, I thought that was one of the things that I needed to say about Hard Eyes is the chemistry between them two. I thought their chemistry was tip top and on point right there, and that's the foundation. That's the foundation you have to have for a movie like this, where it's a rom-com slasher, okay, where you don't want anything bad to happen to this couple. And also, on top of that, as far as their chemistry goes, they kind of towards the end of the movie, after the whole drive-in scene, and they've killed the Hard Eyes killer, or one of the Hard Eyes killers, right? Then they're at the ambulance, and the paramedic is there, and she's like just acting like, oh yeah, you guys are just undeniably meant for each other. Your chemistry is palpable and palpable there, and just the way that scene goes is kind of hilarious and that kind of thing. So, but and then Allie blows it. Jay's like, hey, you want to share a cab? You want to go back to my place or your place or whatever, and Allie, even after everything they'd been through, Allie is just still, she's just like, no, I'm just not with it, man. I'm not down with it. All right. And just like, what the hell, man? Like, what the hell? This guy went through all these life-threatening scenarios with you, and that doesn't even get him like a night, like a night of spooning or something like that. I mean, not even that, you're just going to and of course they do that just so they can lead to the whole airport scene. You got to go to the airport. You got to tell them you love them and all that stuff. So there you go with that. There you go again there, Hard Eyes movie. But just to let you guys know, typically right now, what I would do is I would have my brew review time. Okay, that's like one of the calling cards of Movies Merica, every Movies Merica episode, right? I review a beer as part of brew review time. But as I've said in the last few episodes here, and I apologize if you watched the last few episodes, you're so sick of hearing this. But I'm doing this 75 hard fitness, mental and physical fitness regimen, and so as part of that, no booze, man, no booze, including brew. Okay, so and I ain't drinking no O'Doul's or anything like that. Okay. And so because of that, no brew review time. Now in like a month, I'm going to bring it back because it's 75 days, and I'm well into the 75 days. So in like a month, I'll be back with the brew review time. Thank God. Okay, because it's been killing me, man. It's been killing me. I'm a teetering over here because I can't have my brew. All right, I can't do it. But that'll be returning here shortly. Okay, and I can't wait. That'll be awesome. And because I want to turn you guys on to some good brews there, because I don't want to just hog all the good beer for myself. I want you guys to have the good beer there as well. But what I can do, though, is the next best thing. And that is to tell you about how you can get movies, Merica merch. Yes, there you go. You could be the coolest mofo at your poetry reading or your family reunion, or you're playing goofy golf with a hot chick and you want to impress her. Well, nothing says, "Hey, I'm your future ex-husband," quite like a Movies Merica t-shirt that you see up there at the very top left. Or hey, maybe you get yourself a Movies Merica pint glass or Movies Merica shot glasses. So when you get to that point in the relationship and she's moving in or you're moving in, she gets to see your awesome, ultra cool Movies Merica shot glasses or pint glasses, or Movies Merica yoga pants, Movies Merica phone cases, all kinds of Movies Merica merch available for you at the merch link in the description down below right there. Okay, so get your hands on that merch right there, and have at it, go crazy, go nuts. All right, so don't practice self-control there. No, give into your urge to buy all the Movies Merica merch right there. Okay, live your hedonistic lifestyle that you've been craving so much. All right, in the Movies Merica merch shopping cart right there. Go nuts, go crazy. And as you see down below, when you buy that $50,000 worth of Movies Merica merch, well, the cherry on the top of that delicious sundae is going to be that you get free shipping as long as you put in the promo code MOVIES right there. Yeah. Another way to show how cool you are to that romantic interest of yours. You can brag like, huh, I got free shipping. Yeah, I know. I'm awesome. I know. Exactly. I'm so fiscally responsible. I know. And then she's going to fall in your arms, or whatever. So there you go. But all that to say is get yourself some Movies Merica merch right there and create your own rom-com with the love of your life by impressing them with your Movies Merica merch. There you go. And there we go. Yeah, I'm Sean Cav right there. The 75 hard is intense. And apparently I'm assuming you've done that before, or you've known somebody that's done that before. And it's intense, but it also gives you that feeling of accomplishment there, because you're doing all kinds of stuff that you don't want to do, which does build character, right? And I'm sure you can relate to that, Sean. Where you force yourself to do something challenging. And in the moment, it's like, you're like, this sucks. You're working out, or you're out there, working outside and it's cold and drizzly, or you'd much rather just take a nap, but you have to read a book, a nonfiction book. That's one of the things. You have to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day. Okay. And you got to do all this stuff no booze, 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day. You got to drink a gallon of water every day. All right. You got to do 2 workouts a day. 2 45-minute workouts, one inside, outside, whatever you want, but at least one of the workouts has to be outside no matter what. Okay, I don't care if you're having a typhoon, a tornado, a hurricane, nuclear holocaust, whatever. You got to do that workout outside. So it's then you got to weigh yourself, or not weigh yourself. You got to take a photo of yourself every day and upload it to the 75 hard app and all that stuff. But I appreciate that, Sean. Yep, I think I got this. I've done the 75 hard before, back in 2023, and then I sloughed off and gained all the weight back. I lost 42 pounds. Yeah, 42 pounds back in 2023 with 75 hard, and then I just pretty much gained all of it back. So I know, man. I know. It's that's the story of my life. I've been, I get fat, skinny, fat, skinny, fat, skinny, fat, skinny. There you go. So, and and I wonder why I have all the joint problems that I have. So anyway, so I know it's so riveting. Yeah, the history of my workout history, the history of my body fitness and all that crap. So anyway, all right. So let's get into more heart eyes right there. And I'm sure all of you are thank God, will you shut up there, Van? My God. I'm here to talk about heart eyes, not your fitness regimen. But one, like I said before, this movie has very funny moments in it, right? Okay. And one of the funny moments is, I think this is the first movie I've seen where a pink dildo was used as a first strike weapon. All right. Now, and I'm of course referring to that scene where Allie and Jay are in her bedroom, and I forget, like Jay got injured somehow. He got cut or something like that. I forget how that happened. I've only seen the movie once, and my memory is a little fuzzy. But so he is in her bedroom. They're sitting on her bed, and she's going to get the first aid kit, and she's giving him medical attention. And so while she's doing that, she kind of spots like her pink dildo sitting up on her nightstand. All right, so. And of course, she's eyeballing it, and she's like, "Oh God, he's gonna see that. So embarrassing, right?" And so then after that, you see Allie. She's trying to hide her man by putting it in the closet, and then that's when she sees the hard eyes killer hiding in the closet, and then that's where she uses it as a first strike weapon when she throws her pink Cadillac at him. And that's just one example of how Hard Eyes does have has a bit of a naughty sense of humor in it. Particularly the van scene at the drive-in definitely qualifies for that, because Allie and Jay, they're running around the drive-in. Everyone's all the couples are at the drive-in watching. I think it was what My Girl Friday, I think is what they were watching, some old Cary Grant movie, and so they're watching. Everyone's at the drive-in. And so they're trying to hide from the hard eye killer because he's stalking at the drive-in, and they're looking for a car, an unlocked car that they could hide in. And they do eventually get like to this hippy dippy van, and they hide in there. They're in the passenger in the driver's seat up in the front, and they think, "Oh man, thank God, we found a place to hide. Thank God." And then they realize, "Oh yeah, there's like a couple of hippies way back in the back of the van, getting it on," or basically in the foreplay stage of that all going down right there. And so they have to hide in the van from the hard eyes killer while the couple in the back are doing the no pants dance basically. And it's just it's one of the funny parts of it is where Jay and Allie, they're kind of having these, this chemistry building conversation where they're connecting and getting to know each other more. It's very romantic. It would be a romantic, very sweet scene, except for the noises of passion going on from the back of the van right there. And it makes it very, very hilarious in this movie. It just kind of makes it kind of a naughty movie right there. So, and oh God. All right, we got King Sanity. I keep waking up naked in bed with my pastor and his grandmother right there. All right, well, hey, don't ever say you never heard anything crazy on Movies Merica. Spoiler warning. But we appreciate contributions of all kinds. King of Sanity right there. Now, King of Sanity, I appreciate you joining the show. You're not living up to your name though when you live chat stuff like that. So, but I love it. All right. So, because I don't want sane things in a live chat. I want insane things in a live chat, just like that right there. So, but hey, you know what? Hey, different strokes for different folks, and that kind of thing with the pastor and his grandmother and all that stuff. You do what you got to do. No judgment. You are in a safe space here. You're in a safe place with people that love you. No judgment whatsoever. There you go. But again, thanks for checking out the show and live chatting, King of Sanity, right there, because you went above and beyond. All right, a lot of people could be watching the show right now, listening to the show and all that, and that's all fine and good. I definitely love it. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much for doing that. But if you do have your hands free, all right, and you are able to live chat, and you do live chat, you go above and beyond, all right, you reach for the stars, okay, and you live chat. I love that the most. That's awesome. That's awesome right there. So, because my live chat, when it's on, when it's active, it's not so active tonight, as you'll see, right? But when it is active, people in the live chat typically are very welcoming to new people and that kind of stuff, because I hate that when you're watching the show and you get in a live chat and you're like, "Hey, everybody," and nothing but crickets. You get absolutely nothing from them whatsoever, and they're just all shooting the shit with each other. there, and just like, what the hell, man? I'm just trying to come in the live chat and talk to people, and all you guys are all just blowing each other. You guys aren't even like, said, not even giving me a lazy hey there or hi there or anything like that, so. And right there, when you're in a live chat like that about the show that you're doing that in, that's when you realize
she's gone from suck to blow.
Exactly right there. But not on this show when the live chat gets nice and lively. People in this live chat, they're very friendly and they greet people in the live chat. And they're not all cliquey like a bunch of junior high school girls like you see in some live chats on some shows right there. There we go. I will not have that in my live chat right there. Things are getting cliquey and people are acting, like, the Heathers from the movie Heather, like, oh, we don't talk to anybody else except for our little clique. Like, I'll call that shit out real quick right there. Absolutely. All right. Where were we? I tend to get a little sidetracked there from time to time right there. Oh, I know what I should do. I know you guys will like this. You guys will really, really like this because this is when I should tell you about a great sponsor that we have for Movies Merica, spoiler warning. And that sponsor would be one Flip City Magazine. All right. Now, if you're a big fan of National Enquirer, and because you're an inquiring mind and you've got to know, well, what the Flip City Magazine is it's a humor magazine. So think along the vein of Mad Magazine, Cracked, those magazines that at least back in the day they would crack you up. At least back in the day they would make you giggle. All right. They would, maybe a little pee would come out of you because they were a little too funny, right? And you're all embarrassed. You're on a date over there, and you wore your jeans, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, shit, I'm a little moist down there. Oh my God, I think we're ordering second dessert so this thing can dry out. Damn you, Mad Magazine. Maybe I shouldn't have been reading Mad Magazine while I'm out on a date right there. It was very rude. That's why I'm getting the side eye from this chick over here. So, but Mad Magazine, Cracked, not so funny anymore. So a worthy successor, all right, was needed to draw the comedy sword Excalibur out of the stone. And that is Flip City Magazine right there, okay? But instead of hearing me yap about it, let's hear it straight from the professionals.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
All right. I should at least try to do it right. So, Flip City Magazine. There you go. So didn't that like tickle your fancy right there? Aren't you all gigged to grab yourself a subscription to Flip City Magazine now? I know you are. If you haven't already got a subscription right there, and even if you do have a subscription, hey, get a gift subscription for that special one right there. Maybe whoever your Valentine is going to be tomorrow there. So get them a subscription to Flip City Magazine. And we are literally giving you no excuse for not doing that because we've got the Flip City link in the description down below. All right, so down there in the description area, vicinity of the Movies Merica, down there, we've got the link for the Flip City Magazine right there. And so you click on that, grab yourself a subscription, and if you put in promo code MOVIES, you're going to get 10% off your order of the best non-woke comic around, all right? So, yeah, it is no woke, all joke, okay? at Flip City Magazine right there. You are not going to have to worry about them teaching you the proper pronouns to use, or when the lesbian hags rally is going to be in Washington D.C. or anything like that, or hey, what Republican should you go hassle at this point, or where can you find the best organic oatmeal, or none of that crap on Flip City right there. Just pure sense of humor, enjoyment for your reading pleasure. All right. So, and just to show you that I'm a man that follows up my words with action. There you go. Flip City Magazine got it right there. Check it out, y'all. There you go. If you don't already have Flip City Magazine like I do right here, first off, you should be very jealous. Second of all, you should be clicking on that Flip City link down below in the description to get yourself your own Flip City Magazine. There you go. All right. Grab it right now. The magazine, that is. Okay. There you go. So, I don't know. But, all right. So, let's move on here with the show because we have important business to get to. But first, I need I'll tell you, my throat is getting scratchy. So, let me take a little tug off this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, got to keep the voice all hydrated and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I got to look up. I'm going to sound like Sam Elliott a few hours from now. I got a feeling right here. Going to be very gravelly and whatnot. So, if that happens, I'm going to have to fire up the show again, because how cool would that be if I do a show and I sound like Sam Elliott? Okay. Now, he's kind of a leftist tool nowadays, or maybe he already has been, but he's making it more obvious nowadays. But, hey, you can't argue that his voice is very cool and all that stuff. So very, very cool. Hey, and he was Dalton's buddy in Roadhouse. Come on, right? There you go. And he did the beef, what's for dinner commercials, all that stuff. So there you go. All right, what should we do now over here? I think we should check things out over here. Oh, there we go. All right, we're getting everything in line, and I'm getting everything in its perfect place and that kind of thing. And I think what time it is right now is I think we're getting very, very close to my favorite segment of every Movies Merica spoiler warning show. And that would be the movie military moment. And we are going to get that going on right now. All right, so just in case we have some newbies here on the Movies Merica plane, the movie military moment is the opportunity that I bestow upon myself, okay, because it's my show. I can do that, I can bestow that upon myself. I can bestow anything I want upon myself. It's my show, okay? The opportunity for me to pay homage, to pay tribute to those that have been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Yes, that medal, that people go and they go to the White House to have the president, place it upon their, around their neck, and they do the whole ceremony, all of that stuff like this. So recipients that have been awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, or CMH, as some people call that right there. And so right now you're like, wait, this is a movie review show, and you're doing a military, Congressional Medal of Honor segment in this? Like, you're really reaching here, Van. Like, what does that have to do with movies? Well, I shall tell you. Okay, allow me. Okay, step aside, amateurs. Let the professional come on in, and let me explain. Okay, so as you would imagine, if you are awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, you didn't get it for being the best booger picker on the Air Force Base, or being the best boot polisher, at the Naval Air Station, or being the best letter sorter at the base post office. Right? No, you got it for doing something monumental. Okay, something very exciting to the eyes if you were to behold it. Okay, something just amazing to behold, something like very profound. Right? So something where if you saw it on a big movie screen in front of you, it would be a very cool movie military moment. Okay, so like you just picture like you're a Vietnam chopper pilot, right? You're flying your Huey, and you're flying it. You're along the Mekong Delta, and you got VC, and they're closing in on some American troops. Our boys are in danger, man. They're in danger, And you got in your Huey, you've got ammo and supplies. And you're also there to pick up the wounded. And the VC, though, they know you're coming, and they're coming at you. They're shooting rounds at your chopper. They're shooting RPGs, and your commander, deems the landing zone, the LZ. It's too hot. That's a hot LZ. You can't get in there. And your commander, orders you with your chopper to go back to base. You're like, sir, I got to disobey that order, man. We got our men. They're going to get slaughtered down there. They're all going to die if I don't get down there and pick up the wounded and drop off the supplies, So you're landing in the hot LZ under heavy fire, all right? And if you saw that on a big movie screen, it would be very, very cool, right? You'd be like, holy shit, these guys are going to die. What the hell? How heroic. How selfless, all right? And so somebody like that who is awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for just such a moment deserves, a tribute. And so we have got a fantastic honoree for this movie military moment in this episode of Movies Merica. Spoiler warning. And our honoree for this episode is Private First Class Melvin L. Brown, who fought in the Korean War, okay? And that's where he earned his Congressional Medal of Honor. That's where he performed and performed duties and showed bravery that got him the Congressional Medal of Honor, right? And so I think that, Private First Class Melvin L. Brown deserves some top rate, some first choice music to have playing in the background as we learn more about him right there. I think that's only fair, don't you? I think that's only fair. I mean, he fought valiantly and served valiantly for you and I. So let's take care of that music thing right now, shall we? This is the movie military moment. And in this movie military moment, our honoree is Private First Class Melvin L. Brown. And let's learn more about Private First Class Brown, shall we? Private First Class Brown, Company D, distinguished himself by conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty in action against the enemy. While his platoon was securing Hill 755, the walled city, the enemy, using heavy automatic weapons and small arms, counterattacked. Taking a position on a 50-foot high wall, he delivered heavy rifle fire on the enemy. His ammunition was soon expended, and although wounded, he remained at his post and threw his few grenades into the attackers, causing many casualties. When his supply of grenades was exhausted, his comrades from nearby foxholes tossed others to him, and he left his position, braving a hail of fire to retrieve and throw them at the enemy. The attackers continued to assault his position, and Private First Class Brown, weaponless, drew his entrenching tool from his back and calmly waited until they one by one peered over the wall, delivering each a crushing blow upon the head, knocking 10 or 12 enemy from the wall. His daring action so inspired his platoon that they repelled the attack and held their position. Private First Class Brown's extraordinary heroism, gallantry, and intrepidity reflect the highest credit upon himself and was in keeping with the honor traditions of the military service. Reportedly missing in action and officially killed in action September 5th, 1950. And we salute you, Private First Class Melvin L. Brown, for what you did for our country. And that resulted in you being the honoree of the Congressional Medal of Honor and the honoree for the movie military moment. And that has been the movie military moment. All right. Private First Class Melvin L. Brown, again, thank you for what you did. And, hopefully, maybe if any of you know, like his, any family of, Private First Class Brown or friends or anything like that, go ahead and turn them on to this episode right here so that they can check out this tribute to their loved one right there. I think that they would be maybe moved. Okay, they would appreciate the tribute to their loved one right there. Okay, because he died in the Korean War, or what was it? Let's see here at the very end. Well, how'd that go down? He was reportedly missing in action and officially killed in action September 5th, 1950. So he's been unfortunately gone from us for a while. So it might be a while, or it might have been a while since his friends and family have heard a tribute to their loved one right there. But but if they see this one, hey, that might make their day right there. And if it does, hey, great, fantastic. All right. But you guys don't have to wait for me to do a movie military moment to read all about our heroes like Private First Class Brown there. You can go to cmohs.org/recipients to read the citations of our Congressional Medal of Honor recipients right there for yourself, everybody. Yeah, there you go. I don't want to hog up all the good Congressional Medal of Honor citations and all that. You can definitely do that yourself right there. And with that, let's wrap up this movie military moment. All right, let's check stuff out right here. And, there we go. Hey, welcome, Professor Savage Dad, to the proceedings. Pop? Never heard of that guy. There we go. Got my first issue of it the other day. It is on my reading pile. All right, there we go. I'm assuming you're referring to the Flip City magazine, of course, right there. And, hey, good for you, Professor Savage Dad, right there. You went above and beyond the call of duty right there by getting yourself some Flip City magazine right there. I'm assuming you're talking about that and not like Boy's Life or Nambla Monthly or anything like that. So that's not how you roll, right, Professor Savage? No, not at all. Okay, so but welcome to the show. Glad you could join here today. There, so I almost said you guys like you've got split personality disorders or multiple personality disorders. So, yeah, didn't mean to go there right there, but yeah. We've got a show going on right now, and Professor Savage Dad, I may have to call upon you in the future to maybe give a testimony about the funniness of a Flip City right there. Maybe do a little testify. All right, amen, hello, hallelujah. There you go. So, all right, let's let me do a little house cleaning right here, and right there. I like he's Professor Savage Dad giving me some good medical advice right there. You should shove whiskey in your mouth. It'll stop the scratchiness right there. Yeah. You might just cause some other problems right there, but at least it might get rid of the scratchiness there. So it's what's the worst that could go wrong right there? And right there. Yeah, you don't want to sound like a bullshit pretend cowboy leftist. Yeah, I don't want to do that, especially nowadays right there when they're when it's extra embarrassing to be that right there. I mean, have you seen those guys lately? They're out there singing and embarrassing themselves right there. They're acting desperate right now. They're because they realize like they're in loser's lane right there. So they're just going out there, just like coming up with all these rallies and shit, with 50 people there tops, and it's good. Yeah, we don't want transparency. All right, we don't want to save the taxpayers' money. You're gonna ruin our grift. We got a good grift going on. You're gonna uncover all our sleaze. All right, don't do that. So yeah, I don't want to be that right there. Don't want to do it. But anyway, that's politics corner. This is movies corner right there. So there you go. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the movie military moment there. All right. And real quick here, just to let you guys know that if you guys are enjoying and appreciating the movie information that I'm providing, and then the medical information that I'm providing there as well, courtesy of Professor Savage Dad and his whiskey recommendation. And you're appreciating that enough to throw, a buck or two my way, all right, if you are so inclined, well, you can definitely do that. And the way you do that is if you are checking me out on Rumble, you can give me what's called a Rumble rant. Okay, that's Rumble's apparatus you can use to throw money my way. And the way you do that is down by where you type in your live chat message there. Just click on the button with a $sign on it. And then it'll just ask you how much you want to donate my way, okay, to help, pay for my 17 kids' braces and, softball lessons and bowling lessons and all that stuff. So, and then, a Flip City subscription from all. If you want to help me pay for all that, all right, then, you can donate my way via a Rumble rant using the process that I just mentioned. Or if you're checking me out on the Tube of Views or YouTube, you can give me what they call a super chat. And the way you do that is very, very, very similar to a Rumble rant. Down by where you type in your live chat message, just click on the button with a dollar bill on it. And then it's just going to ask you how much you want to throw my way as far as money, as far as, dollars, pesos, rubles, yen, whatever, okay, shekels, just put in there how much you want to throw my way, and that's it. Very easy. So damn even so easy. Even AOC can figure it out right there. That should illustrate how easy the process is. Very, very easy right there. Okay, but again, that's only if you want to. I know I hate people guilt tripping people into donating money and giving Rumble rants and super chats and all that stuff. I hate it when people guilt trip that. So that's only if you really, really feel like doing that right there. Okay. All right. Moving on to I just want to talk about like some movie stories that I've heard here on the grapevine and heard about here in the press and seeing articles all about it here. And one of them I'm really psyched about here because this has to deal with a movie that I really like. A movie that took me by surprise and took everybody by surprise, to be honest there. And that movie would be, if I can get my shit together over here. All right, let's do this. There we go. All right. I'm like over here. I'm like clicking on wrong tabs and all that stuff right there. But that movie would be Godzilla -1. Yes. The movie that just took everybody by surprise there, because I remember I'd kind of heard of Godzilla -1 a little bit before it came out, but I wasn't all geared up and geeked out to go see it. And then it started hearing word of mouth about Godzilla -1. I'm like, oh, this isn't some another lousy, cheesy Godzilla movie. Like, no, this movie has got some quality to it. All right, this movie is something else. This is like a whole nother thing altogether. All right, this has got it's like a phenomenon, right? And it's kind of like it kind of did what to Godzilla what Christopher Nolan did to Batman. Because remember, before Batman Begins from Christopher Nolan, with Christian Bale and Michael Caine and all that, and Gary Oldman and all that stuff, Batman was a joke, right? Joel Schumacher had done Batman Forever and Batman and Robin a few years before that, and Batman had just turned into some big cheesy, corny joke with George Clooney and his bat nipples and all that stuff, right? And so then Christopher Nolan comes in and he gives Batman some gravitas, he grounds it, right? He makes it grounded, and it grounds it in the real world, and really makes it just kind of a more, it's a crime thriller that stars Batman, right? And Godzilla -1 does that to the Godzilla movies, where they took the Godzilla story and they took the Godzilla movies that are cheesy and corny before that, particularly the 97 or 98 Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick and all that stuff. That was terrible. That movie was terrible. And so then when Godzilla -1 came out, the makers made this movie, and you could tell they made it with love and passion. They really cared about it. They really wanted a good Godzilla movie where Godzilla is genuinely scary in this movie. Godzilla and Godzilla -1, you could tell that's a Godzilla that wants to just end lives. He wants to kill as many people as possible. All right, it's the first Godzilla where he was like a lizard version of a serial killer, right? Just he was like Lizard Jason or Lizard Michael Myers or Lizard Ghostface. Okay, is Godzilla was a formidable evil ass. He was an evil asshole. Basically, Godzilla was an asshole in Godzilla -1. Right, an evil asshole. But that's just one of the good things that made Godzilla -1 a fantastic movie right there. And hey, I'm Sean Cav here with the Rumble Rant donation for $2 right there. Thank you very much for that there, Mr. I'm Sean Cav here on the Movies Merica. Spoiler warning right there. And yeah, I'm going to take a little lame drink of my little lemon lime water that I'm drinking because I'm on 75 hard. I know. It's very, very sad. There you go. Again, thank you very much for the 2 clams right there. I definitely appreciate that. So we take all we can get over here. But as you see right here, back to Godzilla -1. Godzilla -1 sequel update confirms bigger budget as writing is underway. So I'm just glad to get any news that reminds me that Godzilla -1 is getting a sequel. So let's go ahead. Let's read on right here. So an update for the new Godzilla movie confirms a bigger budget than -1 as writing is officially underway. Written and directed by Takashi Yamazaki, Toho's Godzilla -1 was set in post-war Japan and followed a former kamikaze pilot suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder after encountering the colossal creature. Shortly after -1 made a record-breaking $116 million at the box office on a budget under $15 million, Yamazaki began developing a new Godzilla movie. Now, during an appearance at the Visual Effects Society Awards, where he accepted the Society's Visionary Award, Yamazaki confirmed that he is officially writing the screenplay and working on the storyboards for a new Godzilla movie. And, of course, he expects to have a bigger budget from Toho this time around, as he should. I mean, he made a hell of a return on investment with the first movie there, though he did not specify an exact amount right there. Okay, so I'm going to skip over a little bit right here. What Takashi Yamazaki's comments mean for the new Godzilla movie? Is it a sequel to -1? All right. So Takashi Yamazaki's comments confirm that he's officially writing and storyboarding the new Godzilla movie. However, much remains unknown about the movie, including whether it will be a sequel to -1 or a standalone film. Personally, I really do hope it is a sequel to Godzilla -1 because at the end of Godzilla -1, spoilers, all right? I'm going to go into spoilers about Godzilla -1 in 3, 2, 1, all right? So we find out at the end of Godzilla -1 that his lady love is still alive, all right? We thought that she had been killed when Godzilla went on his destructive rampage, and she, to save his life, pushed him out of the way of the big onslaught of debris and all that stuff, the destructive onslaught of debris. And she herself was hit by the debris and presumed dead. And we're all like, there's no way she survived that, right? And at the end of Godzilla -1, we see her. She's on a hospital bed being cared for. We're like, oh my God, how the hell did she live? What the hell? Like, I thought she was wasted completely. And we see her, but then also we notice that on like her neck or something that she's got like this black substance kind of like seeping, going through her blood veins or something like that, and that is a sign of foreboding, something like this shit ain't gonna go good with that right there. And then I think I read an article about how that means like she's been infected and she's gonna turn into a Godzilla or something like that. So I'm hoping that this is a sequel to Godzilla -1 because I know it's a dark turn for the plot and whatnot, but who wouldn't want to see that right there? I mean, you can't, Takashi Yamazaki, he can't have that moment at the end of Godzilla -1 and leave us hanging like that. But yeah, if you Google something like dark side Godzilla -1 or dark future Godzilla -1, something like that. There's articles out there that really go into it in detail as far as what that black substance flowing through her veins portends, what that's a precursor to. It's not pretty. It's not pretty right there. In late 2024, when the Godzilla movie was officially greenlit with Yamazaki returning as a writer, director, and visual effects supervisor, there was no clarification on whether it's a sequel or not. Regardless of whether the new Godzilla movie is a sequel to -1, Yamazaki will be working with a bigger budget this time around. -1 is made on a budget of 10 to 15 million, and under the supervision of Yamazaki, managed to feature visual effects that look better than most Hollywood tentpoles made on 10 to 20 times the budget. Yeah, that was one of the prevailing stories. That was one of the big stories that came out of Godzilla -1 being what it was, is that people were comparing the awesome visual effects in Godzilla -1 to all these Marvel and DC movies with these bloated, overblown, just mind-blowingly stupid, overbloated budgets there, and some movies that were being mentioned were like The Flash and Ant-Man, Quantumania, and Doctor Strange, the latest Doctor Strange movie, and all these movies that had these way too big budgets in comparison to the quality of the movie. Okay, because to me, those movies with their bloated budget, the budget was massive. The entertainment level was very, very minuscule. Okay, so like big budget, little entertainment. Okay, there for the not much bang for your buck right there. Whereas with Godzilla -1, little bitty budget, big time entertainment value right there. So, and God, I wish we'd have more movies like that. So, and I'm reviewing one in this episode, right? I'm talking about one in this episode. Hard Eyes, very small budget. I think they had a budget like $5 million or something like that. Hard Eyes did, and I think it made back its budget in its first weekend. There, not too shabby. All right, and then the movie I reviewed before this, Companion, little bitty budget, high entertainment value right there. So, yeah, that's a great outcome for anyone that's watching those two movies right there. So, and I'm so glad. Thank God I've had two good movies these last 2 weeks to review right there. So with Hard Eyes and Companion right there, and those are two movies you really should go and check out the theaters to reward the studios and send the message to the studios. I want more of Hard Eyes and Companion and less of dog shit like, another Marvel crappy sequel or DC sequel or some other crappy ass, sequel to whatever, that kind of thing. So there you go. All right. But anyway, back to Godzilla -1 here. Okay. So, and let me do it right here. I thought I spotted something out of my right eye. And Lindy Rig 87. Sorry, I'm late. Could you start over for you? Of course. All right, everybody. All right, so get ready. I'm gonna do the Superman thing from the very first Christopher Reeve Superman movie. I'm gonna fly around the Earth. All right, and in reverse order, and then backup time right there. So, and maybe I should have Cher fly around the world with me. She would, if I could turn back time, like just have that playing the whole time. So yeah, but that's not too much to ask for. Linda Rig 87 for you, buddy. Oh yeah, man, I will definitely do that there for you. But then we had the intern. Godzilla -1 was honored with the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. I remember when that happened. What a great moment. Okay, because obviously the night of the Academy Awards, they're always posting to X and other social media, Instagram, but who uses Instagram? With the footage of the reaction from the Godzilla -1 visual effects team and just the filmmakers of Godzilla -1, when this little movie called Godzilla -1 beat all these other much bigger budgeted movies to win the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. And it was so cool to see the filmmakers of Godzilla -1 just having a great time and celebrating and just, You know, and I'm sure they weren't like this, but in my mind, I was like, take that, Marvel, take that, DC, suck it. This movie that didn't even cost more than $15 million makes your visual effects look like dog shit. So, but that's me. They're much friendlier, better character persons than I am. So there you go. But with a bigger budget, there's no telling what Yamazaki and company can do right there. And then their take on the new Godzilla movie, Yamazaki should deliver another standout edition. Godzilla Minus One was a massive critical and commercial success that featured thrilling action and stunning special effects, but was grounded by captivating human stories, allowing it to stay genuinely compelling throughout. In turn, it's not all that important whether or not the new Godzilla movie is a direct sequel to Minus One. I would disagree. I think it should be a direct sequel. It's not going to kill me, but I would prefer it to be a direct sequel. With Yamazaki returning as the writer, director, and visual effects supervisor with a bigger budget to boot, it should be another standout addition to the franchise right there. Yes. So, yeah, that's so I thought that was some fantastic news there. Just another reminder that we are going to get a sequel to Godzilla Minus One. And how could they not? I mean, it was just a fantastic entertainment return on investment, a fantastic financial return on investment. That's why Toho, the company that owns the rights to Godzilla, is happily greenlighting another Godzilla Minus One movie. And if you guys haven't seen Godzilla Minus One, what are you waiting for, man? You got to check it out, all right? Don't be afraid. That's a Godzilla movie. You know, you might be like, hey, man, Godzilla, it just ain't my bag, baby. All right? Godzilla's not my bag, baby. Well, make it your bag, baby, okay? Because Godzilla Minus One is a fantastic movie. And, it starts out a little slow and all that stuff, but that's just to get you invested in the characters, make you care about them, which enhances the movie later on when the shit goes down and the big lizard scaly dude shows up and all that stuff. So fantastic movie. And I think at the very least, I think it's on Netflix right now. Here, let me confirm that. Let's see. Is it on Netflix? Let's do this because I do not want to steer you wrong. Right here. And now it's probably gonna start fucking playing movies and stuff right here, sounds and that kind of. Oh, maybe not. Godzilla Minus One. Let's see. Are you there? Yep, it's there. There you go. Yes, it is there. Godzilla. What is that? Yeah, I didn't mean to play that. Oh, it's Godzilla Minus One in black and white. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I'm going to have to check that out. So, yes, you can watch Godzilla Minus One on Netflix in color and in black and white there. So, check that out. And they got some lesser Godzilla movies in there, like Godzilla versus Kong and all that stuff in there. All right. So let's do this here. Let's move on to the next story, shall we? That I want to go over here. And let's do this here. This next one is about a little guy, a little movie character that you would know there for sure. And that would be one James Bond. And right, she is Bond, James Bond. There you go. So, and this is one, this is an article that has to do with Martin Campbell, who was a past James Bond movie director. And his claim to fame is he directed two of the absolute best James Bond movies. First, he directed Pierce Brosnan's debut as Bond, GoldenEye, back in 1995. And then he also directed Daniel Craig's debut as 007 in Casino Royale. All right. I don't know why they have a picture of Roger Moore there from Octopussy, but anyway, there you go. But as we see here with the headline, they're all too old. James Bond director, Martin Campbell, explains why the next 007 should be in their 30s as he reflects on past candidates here. So let's read on. A former James Bond movie director speaks about whether any past candidates should be reconsidered for the next 007. The most recent James Bond movie, the shitty 2021 No Time to Die, saw Daniel Craig make his final stint as the iconic 007. So Daniel Craig, he's like the emo Bond, you know. So Daniel Craig, the only two good James Bond movies he made were Casino Royale and Skyfall. And I don't care if you like the other three, you're wrong. Okay, there you go. I don't care. If you like them, you're wrong. So for years, the search has been underway for an actor to play James Bond in the upcoming Bond 26. Several names, including Henry Cavill, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Paul Mescal, and Idris Elba, have been floated over the years, but no one has officially been chosen yet. And if it turns out to be Idris Elba, as we all know, he will not want to actually use any knives as weapons as James Bond, because Idris Elba is on this moronic tirade right now where because there's a bunch of knife attacks in the UK, he wants to take everyone's kitchen knives and dull the tips of the knives, because he thinks like that's going to be the magical solution to all the knife attacks in the UK. Yeah, there's a reason he's an actor. He's not very smart. Anyway, so there we go. In an interview, as I go back up here, in an interview with Screen Rant for his new movie Cleaner, director Martin Campbell discussed whether past Bond candidates should be considered for the part. And before I forget to mention, Martin Campbell has done some other fantastic non-James Bond movies, like Vertical Limit, great movie, very overlooked. I also did The Foreigner with Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan, fantastic movie there. I also did, I think, both Zorro movies with Antonio Banderas. So I think the first one was called, The Mask of Zorro. I did that movie. That one was the better Zorro movies, but both Zorro movies were pretty damn good. So Martin Campbell, fantastic director there. He was asked if there were any actors that he auditioned for Bond in the past that he thinks would be good for this time around. The filmmaker responded that he does not think so because they are all, quote, all too old, unquote. He pointed out that Bond contracts will usually span 5 movies, making it best for an actor in their 30s to play Bond. Check out the full quote from Campbell below. I'm going to skip that. What this means for Bond 26, Campbell echoes past sentiments. Campbell is an expert in the Bond franchise, so he knows what it takes to make a 007 film. He directed the debuts of Pierce Brosnan and Craig in GoldenEye and Casino Royale, respectively. His statement also aligns with previous comments that franchise producer Barbara Broccoli has made about the search for the new Bond, mentioning the necessity of casting a younger actor who will be available for multiple movies. Combined with Campbell's statement, this doubles down on the condition that the next Bond will be an actor in their 30s. These parameters would rule out one of the most popular fan castings of James Bond, Henry Cavill. That's my choice. Not only is Cavill turning 42 this year, but he has previously auditioned to play the character. He nearly won the role had it not been for Craig. While Campbell has hinted at some inaccuracies about Cavill auditioning for Casino Royale, this would rule him out, as Campbell does not see any of the past contenders as appropriate choices to play the new 007. And then Screen Rant's take on this James Bond news. Signs are stronger for one more recent candidate. While Campbell's statement rules out past potential candidates like Cavill and Elba, the strict age restriction points to some newer contenders for the part. Paul Mescal, who was recently in Gladiator 2, has seen his name floated around. Mescal is 22 or 29 years old, so he's a bit younger than Campbell is suggesting. But that might be even better for a series trying to get several films out of a Bond actor. The actor is also rising in his career, so Bond could be a good move, making his candidacy more likely right there. So, Henry Cavill, yeah, he's in his 40s. So if we can't have Henry Cavill, Aaron Taylor Johnson right here would be a good choice there. Also, there's another guy, Taz Skylar, that's not mentioned in this article right here. I think he'd be pretty good as a candidate there. Some people might know him. He's from the I think One Piece, the show One Piece. I think it was on Netflix, I think, there. And so Taz Skylar, he would be another candidate. He would fall into the vein of Daniel Craig, where Daniel Craig, when he was named James Bond, most everyone was like, who the hell is Daniel Craig? Okay, because the only thing he had really been in before he was James Bond that people would have seen was the movie Road to Perdition there with Tom Hanks and Paul Newman. And Daniel Craig played the slimy, murderous son of Paul Newman in Road to Perdition. That was the only thing that people knew him from. Well, then he was in Munich as well. He was in Munich, Steven Spielberg's Munich movie with Eric Bana. He was in that, but he practically had the James Bond parts like handed to him by the time Munich came out. So, but if Taz Skylar got the part, most people were like, who the hell is this guy? But you know what? It's all good. It's all good right there. So, but Henry Cavill, unfortunately, I think he's probably out at this point. Just the timing in his acting career just did not work out there. Unfortunately for old Henry there, he was too young when they were looking to fill the James Bond spot, especially when Pierce Brosnan was picked for Goldeneye, because that was 1994. I think Henry Cavill was way too young at that point, because he was probably would have been like 12 years old or something like that when that my math is kind of fuzzy right there. But let's do this here real quick. I'm going to check something out here. Let's go to the tube of views here, and I just thought of something that I want to show you guys here. Let's do Henry Cavill Bond. Yes, check this out. Let's check out a little bit of the James Bond audition. There we go. Yeah, let's do this. We'll bring this up here. There we go. Let's get past that. There we go. All right. Get past that. Oh, yeah, must not be signed in. Okay, there we go. Let's check that out. Skip. There we go. All right, there we go. Let's share this. All right, and let's do this. Let's do this right now. Let's do this presently. Yeah, let's check that out. And Henry Cavill. Check that out. All right, get up into here. I know, just it's fascinating watching me get my shit in order right now. Let's do this. Let's play that shit.
I hope your third is where your real talent lies.
One rises to make the change.
Double.
Sweetie. Count.
5. 6. Bank loses.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
The very words I live by. So tell me, what are the words you live by?
The trick is to quit while you're ahead.
I never learned that trick. Perhaps you'll show me how it's done. Vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. And you?
The same.
And how do you take it?
Straight up, with a twist. Thank you, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Senior on the top.
On it.
On the top.
Your accent is Georgian.
Very good, Mr. Bond. You have been to Russia?
Not recently, but I used to drop in occasionally, shooting in and out.
It's very different now.
So Henry Cavill, keep in mind, he was 22 years old when he was doing this audition right here. And as you can tell, they are using lines from Goldeneye here because, he's auditioning to be Bond in Casino Royale. But I don't know if the script was even written for Casino Royale, or even if it was, they're probably like, you don't have the part yet, buddy. We don't want to we don't want to give away anything. We don't want you reading the script and all that stuff, and maybe giving out information about the plot and all that stuff. So, but he was only 22 right here. Now they definitely could have gotten a lot more than 5 movies out of Henry Cavill. I mean, he could have got 10 movies, just from the fact that he would have been, 22, 23 when they would have started filming the first one.
A land of opportunity.
With a Ferrari in every garage.
Not quite. That belongs to a friend.
Tip for your friend. The registration plates for the French new models all begin with letter L. Even the counterfeit ones.
And what rank do you hold with the motor vehicles department, Mr. Bond?
Come on.
Shall we go?
This one is an admiral.
I like when you enjoy playing with.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Bond.
Pleasure, I'm sure. Was all. Banker. It appears we share the same passions. 3, anyway.
I count 2. Motoring and baccarat.
Oui pour la banque.
I hope your 3rd is where your real talent lies.
One rises to meet the challenge.
Double.
Sweetie. Cap.
5. 6, bank loses.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
The very words I live by. So tell me, what are the words you live by?
The trick is to quit while you're ahead.
I never learned that trick. Perhaps you'll show me how it's done.
All right, so there you go. You got the idea right there. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I the way that Daniel Craig's James Bond career worked out, I really wish that Henry Cavill would have got the job there, because if Daniel Craig's if all of his James Bond movies had the same quality, had the level of quality that Casino Royale and Skyfall had, then I would have been like, Cavill, Schmavill, Daniel Craig, you were tip top all the way through as James Bond, but not all James Bonds, hit on every movie except for, Sean Connery nailed every one of his Bond movies. Roger Moore, not really. He had a lot of great movies, but they didn't hit on all of them. Like, did you ever see Moonraker and A View to a Kill? Yeah, very, very meh. Very, just very substandard James Bond movies. So, and Pierce Brosnan, he had was it Tomorrow Never Dies, was not that great, and The World Is Not Enough. So, but most of their movies were good. Daniel Craig, most of his movies were not good. They just were substandard there. So, yeah, I wish Henry Cavill would have got his shot right there, but and unfortunately for him, they feel he's too old now. But, he got to play, the Man of Steel for a few movies. And I think he's doing I forget what that, anyways, there's a franchise that he's going into there that I forget what the name of the franchise is, but he's doing all right. He's doing all right there. But anyway, so let me stop sharing that right there. And we're going to move on here real quick. And hey, I got Channel 2's Action News up in here going, woo! Yeah. So I know Channel 2 Action News. He's like, harnessing his inner sorority chick, wooing out of the top of like a limousine with a moonroof or something like woo. But hey, Channel 2 Action News, good to see you. Good to see you here, brother. Here in the Movies Merica Spoiler Warning live chat tonight. Absolutely. All right, but those are the movie news stories that I wanted to go over here for this episode. Now is the time. Now is the time where I tell you what movie I'm going to be talking about next week. All right. I don't know why I'm doing it all sing-songy, but it's kind of gay. Anyway, so the movie for next week is Captain America: Brave New World. All right. So I'm going to try to go into this movie with no preconceptions, no biases. Also, it's very hard not to, though, because, man, news about this movie is all over the place. Captain America: Brave New World. So, yeah, but that's the movie for next week. So I'll be going to see Captain America: Brave New World here soon. And then I will do my spoiler-free review of Captain America: Brave New World, my Movies Merica take on it this Sunday afternoon on the Movies Merica live show. And just in case you're not familiar with the show and when it comes on at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Mountain, and 1 p.m. Pacific Sunday afternoon. All right, and I shall tell you whether or not you should bother going to see Captain America: Brave New World, or Captain Not America, as some people call it, because Anthony Mackie kind of let his anti-American sentiment kind of leak out there. He got a little too real, all right? So, and he found out, like in Dave Chappelle style, when keeping it real goes wrong. Yeah. He's like kind of did that whole thing. He was talking about, Captain America. Yeah, it's got the word America in the name, and it was like, people were like, whoa, what? You put some spect on that word America, motherfucker. Come on. Yeah, there you go. And there Linda Riggins said, yeah, Captain Africa. Azumba, 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 Azumba. Is that going to be the gonna be the theme song for Captain Africa whenever he shows up? Like, oh man, hey, there's a bank robbery going on. Where's Captain Africa? Azumba, 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 Azumba. Woo! Hey, Captain Africa's on his way here. I can hear his theme song. There you go, Captain. Or like I like what Nerd Roddick calls him, Captain African American. All right, yeah. So the Shield should have went to Bucky. All right, there you go. Bucky deserved that thing. There, Bucky was his bro since like the 30s. Come on. Give Bucky some respect. There, but yeah. So and then a week from tonight on Movies America, spoiler warning, I will be talking all spoilery about Captain Africa, Brave New World. There you go. Captain Africa, Brave New Jungle. There you go. And the Olivia 87 is an African bank robbery. What are they stealing? Grade A mud. Well, you know, if you're going mud, you might as well make it the grade A mud right there. So probably yes, stealing some much worn sandals or something like that, or whatever, you know, like that kind of thing. So yes. Stealing some apartheid rocks t-shirts or something like that. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, so I'll let you guys know Sunday if Captain African American Brave New Jungle is worth checking out right there. All right, so let's do this here. Let's wrap up this show here real quick, but not before I let you guys know about some fantastic websites that you should check out here. But let me double check something here real quick. I want to check something out here real quick because I've got to do my due diligence and make sure I've got everything good to go. And yep, all right, there we go. Yep. All right, let's see here. I thought I spotted some people out of my. Oh my God! Channel 2 Action News. Look at you with the $20 Rumble rant coming in hot. Laying down ordinance here with the $20 Rumble rant up in here. He is the official VIP up in this mofo over here. And yeah, you Channel 2 Action News right there. You have got this coming your way if I can ever get to it. Yeah, there you go. All right, so there you go. And this does not apply to you, Channel 2 Action. This does not apply to you at all.
I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Not you, Channel 2 Action News. Not you. You're coming in hot with the $20 right there. Medium popcorn monies right there. Yeah, appreciate that. There you go. Yeah, so yeah, that's I got no excuse right there. I got no excuse. I gotta get that popcorn and get it stuck in my teeth during the movie right there. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, everybody in the live chat, you guys rock, kicking ass and taking names up in this biatch right there. Absolutely. But allow me to implore you to check out these websites right here and save them as bookmarks and favorites right there. And the first one is solo.to/moviesmerica. And why you would there we go. Let's try again. Why you would want to go there is that's the one-stop shop website that has all my links, all the Movies America links that you could choke on. Okay, it's got my X profile link and my Letterboxd and my critic list and my Facebook link for Movies America and all kinds of links. All right, so more links than Jimmy Dean. All right, so at solo.to/Movies America. And then once you go there, yeah, save it as a favorite and bookmark that mofo, and you'll be good to go. All right. And then we got moviesmerica.com. That's where you'd go if you want to check out like the podcast versions of my Sunday Movies America Live spoiler-free show there. All right. Or, you know, as you can tell from me using the word podcast, you can also check those out on any podcast platform that you can think of, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, all kinds of podcast platforms. You can check those out on. Now, word of caution, all right? I do not get those episodes out near as soon as I should, all right? I get bit by the big old procrastination bug on those. So I do the episode on Sunday, and a lot of times I don't get those episodes uploaded to all the platforms until like the following Thursday or Friday. Okay, so so it's better just to watch the episodes on YouTube or Rumble there, preferably Rumble, because Rumble's the better platform right there. All right, and then moving on, just let you guys know I'm on the social medias. I'm on X and Instagram and Gab and Facebook, there, Rumble, all under @Movies Merica. And if you happen to see like another Movies Merica account out there, well, mine is the one with a shitload of episodes on it. All the other Movies Merica, there's like hardly anything on them. That's obviously not me. All right. Mine is the one with a shitload of quality content for you. All right. So check that out. And hey, follow me on those platforms if you would, on Rumble and Gab and Facebook and X and Instagram. And also make sure when you do that, if you would, all right, pretty please the sugar on top. If you do that, let me know by DMing me on X and let me know, hey, Van, I followed you on all these platforms. All right, do me a solid and follow me back, and I will follow you back. But I don't know who to follow back unless you let me know by direct messaging me, DMing me on X right there. All right. And then we got tdpn.locals.com that I mentioned before, our Till Death Podcast Network website that you should check out there. And also the merch store. Again, we have the merch store link in the description down below to click on there and get yourself some sweet, sweet Movies Merica merch. And then we have solo.to/Till Death Pod Network. And that's where you would go to check out all the links that have to do with anything Till Death Podcast Network that's related to that network right there. And this show is on that network. So you're bound to find some Movies Merica links at solo.to/Till Death Pod Network. All right. And then next we have solo.to/Till Death Studios. And the reason you'd want to go there is if you have a show like mine, you have another show of your own, like Lindy Rig 87 has, in the live chat, he's got his own show right there, and you can check out his show there. So, and he might you can check out his show on Rumble. That's where I was going with that before I had a brain fart. But say you're a show runner like me or Lindy Rig 87, and you're like, my show, it looks a little boring. All right. There's not much pizzazz to my show. I need something to spice it up. It needs to have some flair, like Office Space. Well, then that's where you would go to solo.to/Till Death Studios, and my man Ian would hook you up with the skills that pay the bills by giving you something that gives your audience the thrills, like that movie Military Moment intro that I played earlier, or the cool background that you see here. It's cool shit like that. But in order for Ian to even know to create that stuff for you, you have to go to solo.to/Till Death Studios. You guys could work out a deal and all that good stuff right there. And then next we have solo.to/I'm Sean Cav, who is in the live chat, or at least was. Check out, solo.to/I'm Sean Cav for all the links that have to do with Sean here. He's got all kinds of great content there, like music-related content, because he's a great bass guitarist. He's an author. Okay, he's got books out there that there are links out there too, right there, life advice and whatnot, all that stuff right there. He's got links. I'm sure he's got his X space that he does. Sipping with Sean every Friday afternoon. And he does various other things that you can interact with him on and that kind of thing. And so if you don't have to hunt and peck all over the internet to find, hey, where's the links to what Sean's doing today or this week or whatnot? Well, hey, save yourself the migraine and save solo.to/I'm Sean Cav as a favorite or a bookmark in your favorite browser right there. There you go. And then we have solo.to/The Whiskey Capitalist. That's where you would go for all the links that have to do with the Whiskey Capitalist podcast, that wild and wacky show that you guys check out every Monday and Wednesday night, and then also every other Tuesday night there with a crazy cast of characters that talk about funnies and politics and hot button topics of the day, all that good stuff right there. So the solo.to/The Whiskey Capitalist, check it out and save it as a bookmark or a favorite. And then last but not least, we have solo.to/Till Death Podcast. That is the website with all the links that have to do with the show on the Till Death Podcast Network that started it all. It's the flagship show of the program or of the network, the Till Death Podcast. And that's the show with Ian and his lovely bride, Jen, where they, as a married couple, go over the latest news of the day and funnies, and they marinate it first all in their marital mirth, okay? And, they bust each other's chops while they're going over all that stuff, as married couples do and that kind of thing. So if that sounds good to you, well, you can check out that show every other Saturday afternoon. It comes on at 4 Central my time, so equate that to whatever time that would be where you are at for the Till Death Podcast right there. Absolutely. All right, man, we're getting down to it. We're getting down to wrapping up this show. But again, I want to thank everybody for checking out this episode. And again, there's a whole mess of past episodes of Movies Merica, spoiler warning, out there for you to check out. And my Movies Merica live show, that is the spoiler-free show there. All kinds of past episodes at Movies Merica on Rumble, on YouTube. Just search for Movies Merica. There's bound to be a Movies Merica episode that pops up in your search results, and you can just click on that, and it'll take you all to all my other episodes of Movies Merica. And then again, also, if you follow me on any platform, and I sure hope you do, then again, let me know on X in my DM, and let me know you followed me there on whatever platforms, and I will follow you back, all right? Because it costs me absolutely nothing. It's the least I can do for you following me right there. So, and again, I'm on Rumble, I'm on X, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Gab, all under at Movies Merica right there. All right, there we go. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up here today, all right? But not before I tell you, everybody, hey, everybody, get out there. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See you.
Hey, everybody! Hey, don't leave yet, okay? I got the police after me, and I got just enough time to ask you to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you would. I'll be in handcuffs here pretty soon, anytime, okay? I got just enough time to ask you to also like these or watch these videos and like them as well, okay? All right? Hey, thanks for watching this video and the Till Death Podcast Network. I gotta go.